This is Blues View. Coming up, where did it all go wrong in the game against West Brom? Hello and welcome to Blues View. I'm Paul Bradley and I'm joined in our Fort Dunlop studios by Colin Tatham. Hi Colin.
Hello.
Well, a disappointing result against West Brom in what was billed as a big game in the relegation area of the Premier League. Was it a case of a cup hangover for Birmingham City?
I think there was definitely a big element of that. First off, in the players that they were missing, Ferguson, Gardner, Juranek, and also Ridgewell clearly wasn't right, and they couldn't use Zigic in the end because of a groin problem similar to Ridgewell. And Roger Johnson wasn't quite the Roger Johnson we're used to. And although I don't think there can be any complaints with the team that were fielded, they just didn't function at the top end of the pitch. The front two plus the wide players didn't do nearly enough for Blues, and it was an odd game. There was nothing happening until the first goal went in, but it was just sort of a catalogue of disaster for Blues. That just wasn't them in the second half, and credit though has to go to Albion. They're more organised, they got their tactics spot on, and they took their opportunities and deserved the spoils in the end.
And how worried is Alec McLeish going to be about conceding 3 goals at home? It's not like Birmingham City at all.
Yeah, he was quite scathing afterwards, and he's not usually very critical of his players. He likes to protect them, but he's also an honest manager. I mean, he described it schoolboy defending, and he said that they were without sort of inspiration as well at the other end of the pitch. So those are quite damning words, and he will be concerned because one of their great strengths, as you say, is the solidity and the fact that they don't concede goals like they did in that game. So that will be something will definitely be in his mind, and he'll be working on the training field.
You touched on the schoolboy defending there. It was Curtis Davies' first game for Birmingham City. At Villa, he came up quite publicly after one of his games, saying that he played as if he was in a pub team. Yeah. How did he do in this game?
Mixed bag. He was okay in the first half. Second half, I think for the Morrison goal, he got caught out of position, tried to recover, and which allowed Morrison to get past him and crack in that tremendous shot. I think there were good and bad points from Davies' game, and it was a difficult one for him to go into. Obviously, the back line wasn't quite right. The focus subconsciously maybe wasn't quite there as it has been. And he had to come in against his old club and perform, and he hasn't had a lot of football as well. Don't forget it. So he's maybe not that sharp, but he is a good player. I think it's a case with him. The more he plays, the better he'll get, and the more comfortable he'll become.
Okay, well, after the game, we caught up with Curtis Davies, and these were his thoughts.
Of course, first goal was a ricochet. I should have done better for the second goal. Third goal, like you say, is comical. But like you say, if in this league, if you give people them sort of opportunities, then they're going to score goals. And West Brom, even be it down there in the league, they're a very good team. Obviously, I've played for them, I know what they're like. So it's just a shame today, really.
Well, that was Curtis Davies. Now, Tats, are there any positives Blues can take from this game at all?
Very few. Obviously, they ended up back in the relegation zone for the first time in a number of weeks, and the pressure is intensifying. It's not just them. It's the same for 8 or 9 clubs in the lower reaches of the Premier League table. I think, in respect to that question, what we could say is that there were mitigating circumstances, and it was not a typical Birmingham City performance. But of course, that said, they can't turn in many more like that between now and the end of the season. Otherwise, they will stay in deep trouble.
Okay, thanks for that today, and thank you for watching. We'll be back again in the middle of the week with more Blues View.